What if divorce is the absolute best thing that ever happened to you? You might not believe it right now because you're in the middle of what I like to call the divorce fog. But if you stick with me to the end of this video, you'll hear my story and you'll see how you can flip how you're looking at divorce right now into something that's actually very positive and into something that you're going to say shortly, I'm so glad I went through that. So back in the day, men had what we like to call the rite of passage. There were these activities where the man would be removed from his mother, from his tribe, and it was kind of like a rite of passage to become a man. In today's day and age, we don't have that, especially with so many unmasculated men or unmasculine men. There really isn't anything like that. It's just go to school, make money, get a good paying job. So what happens a lot of the times as we enter relationships as men, we try to seek the same relationship we had with our mothers with our partners. And what happens is, obviously, our partners is not our mother. Our partner is our partner, and they want to be attracted to us. So as we try to mirror this relationship with our partners, it's obviously subconscious. It becomes very unattractive to them, to the other person, especially the woman, because we're not a mom. And you can see how attraction fades and things happen and what have you. I'm actually over here, check this out, at the beach. And so we replicate this sort of parent-child relationship in our marriages, and that's how attraction dies and kind of things end up falling apart. But what happens to a man when his wife leaves him, because about 70 or 75% of all divorces are initiated by men, is that the man most of the time tries to save the relationship. No, don't leave. And a lot of the reason why is because their fear of being abandoned. Imagine like your mother abandoning you. It's sort of that same sort of rationale. You don't want to be abandoned by your mother, so you think that if you keep the woman, if you make the relationship work, then you're going to be happy and you're going to feel safe, even though you know the relationship has been rocky for some time. But all this is sort of some subconscious memory. But anyways, as you go through this divorce process and what I like to call the divorce fog, what we help people do here at Divorce of Dominance is bring awareness, bring consciousness of your situation so that you can rise from it. And have this be your rite of passage. Have this be the rite of passage where you're cut off from that relationship with your mother. You're cut off from that relationship from your tribe. And you finally are able to stand as a man. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind. It's pretty windy here. And that is a very painful process. It's a very, 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 very painful process. But it is a necessary process for you to rise and become the man that God has called you to become. So once you get out of the divorce fog and once you start working on yourself and rising, you'll quickly see that you're going to start looking at your relationship very objectively and not through the glasses of, I need to save this for the kids, or I need to save this for the marriage, I need to save this for her because I love her, whatever the case may be. You'll really start to see the flaws that your relationship had. And you're going to come to a point where you're going to rise so much and you're going to see clearly so much that the new man that you're going to become, you're going to go back and say, the man I am today, I don't think I would have picked that woman. Not because she's a bad person or anything like that, but because you've risen and you're no longer seeking for that woman to mirror back to you the lack of mother care that you needed. Now you're a man who's able to stand in his own truth. Now you're a man who's not afraid of being abandoned, who's not afraid of being alone, because you're so connected with yourself, you're so connected with God's source that nothing really faces you. I like to use that analogy in The Matrix where the guy's like shooting at him and then Neo goes whoop and all the bullets stop. It's becoming that man. It's becoming that man. It's what's necessary. It's what society needs. We need more manly men. Manly man doesn't mean the tattoos and the big muscles. Yeah, that helps, but it's just men who are standing in their own truth, men who are grounded, men who know who they are, who don't need to sell themselves short, who don't need to shapeshift, who don't need to try to make someone else happy. You finally understand that their happiness is their responsibility and not yours. So once you go through all that pain and you finally let go of the idea and the illusion of the marriage and what you hoped was and what you hoped could be, you'll start seeing things as how they are without the glasses of your wounds. And you'll gain the clarity. And you'll say, and usually this when the ex comes back around and starts knocking on your door, and you'll say, you know what? I don't want to go back to a bad situation. I'm good. I'm gravy, baby. But you're probably not there. I'm sure you're not there if you're watching this video. But imagine getting to that point. Imagine getting to that point where you're saying, I don't need a woman to be happy. I don't need to have my family to be fulfilled, because obviously you're going to continue to be a parent even though you're not together with your wife or ex-wife. But that is the thing. It's standing in your own truth. It's connecting back to yourself. And once you do that, once you truly find yourself, because chances are you feel like you've lost yourself in the relationship, once you truly find yourself, then you're going to say, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. So, and that's where you want to get to, because once you get to that point, that's when you have peace of mind. So divorce, even though it's painful, excruciating, it's a way for you to rise and for you to become a man. And not all men rise up to the challenge. A lot of them sedate with drugs, porn, alcohol, or maybe they jump into another relationship very quickly. They get married in less than a year. But if you sit in the pain and you do the work, you end up rising. And you're going to become a better man, not only for yourself, but for your children too. And ultimately, that's what you want. And if your partner can't see that, if your wife can't see that, if your wife can't see the fact that you've risen and you've become the man that you are, then brother, she doesn't deserve you. That's the truth. Remember, you're not perfect. You're never going to be perfect. But as long as you strive to become the very best you can be, that's all that matters at the end of the day. So, if you're interested in working with me, click the link in the description below. Please like, comment, or subscribe. It helps the algorithm and it helps get this message out to other men who are going through what I like to call the divorce fog or the divorce pit. You're in the middle of it, don't really know what's going on. And that's what we do here in Divorce to Dominance. We help them rise. So, that's all I got for this video. Until next time, take care now. Bye-bye then. And remember who you are.